Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz and I'm back with another Quick Card Monday. On Mondays, I don't have time to use my brain, or maybe my brain hurts too much. So I use a lot of card sketches and a lot of emergency sentiments, but you know what? These cards are cute. Today I am using more sketches from Kendra's card challenge. It makes 15 and I made all 15, so I have filmed them for you. We'll do 3 today. I am starting by adding a piece of shimmer cardstock to my background, and then I have this fun pattern paper from Doodlebug. I'll have to look and see if it's still available, but it's like a crafty theme. It's bright and rainbowy and I love it. And I'm just gluing things down. I will link to the Kendra's card challenge that I'm using. It's from Q1 from 2024. And if we're still in Q1, which I think is through maybe March, it's a free download. If it's not Q1 anymore, it is behind a paywall. Like you have to subscribe or purchase it. But there will be a different free download. I didn't realize that kind of when I was starting all of this. I don't know if that's a deal breaker for you guys. I'm curious. Let me know. Also, let me know what your favorite places are to find card sketches. I adore freshly made sketches, so I'll probably pull some of those in if I do more of these Quick Card Mondays. And maybe a few other things. If you guys have recommendations, I would love to know about it. Plus, you know that I love to sort of follow the sketch. And then on days when it's not a Monday, when I have more energy, I like to stretch that sketch and sort of find interesting ways to turn things into fun folds or make something move or put something surprising in there. I'd also like to know if you want a blog post to go with these quick card videos. For Kendra's card challenge, if you have that printable, it has all of the measurements on it, but I know that sometimes card sketches don't. If they don't have them, then I'll tell you what I did and how I cut things out. But guys, we're already on card number 2. That first one was so quick. I love the idea of just adding a big chunky word die cut onto something. That one wasn't an emergency card, but it's about as close as it gets. For this one, we are using one of my all-time favorite dies. This is the Gnome Drive die set from Spellbinders. And I know that somebody's going to be like, girl, assembling a big die cut something is not my idea of like a relaxing, brainless Monday creative session. That's cool. I enjoy die cutting, right? So something like this where it's not a ton of die cutting, just a little bit. And this is something I've assembled many times before. That is relaxing to me. But do whatever makes you happy, right? If you prefer to use stamped images, if you have things on your mess or bins of pre-assembled stuff, great. If not, use some ephemera. A lot of the paper that I'm using is from Doodlebug and they have the cutest ephemera, right? Really, really quick and easy cards. Let me know if you'd like to see a video where I use ephemera maybe instead of die cuts, because I buy it all the time because I think it's cute and then I forget to use it. So I am also going to add a little present in here and then a little gnome in here. And I think that this is so, so cute. I want to know if you're a gnome person. I definitely am, and my husband is not. But it's February, and that means we just went through the holidays. And I won't tell you whether or not there are still holiday decorations hanging up in my house, but there may be a few gnomes that didn't get put away yet, hun. I haven't put them away yet. I'm sure I'll get to them soon. They make me so happy. So I'm going to start assembling the pieces of our scene. This one really in the sketch left room for you to build a scene, that big white rectangle. Not all of the sketches were like that. You could instead create some kind of like pattern paper situation there, or you could break that up by adding a big circle die cut or something like that, and then turn this into like a circle sentiment emergency card. That's always fun too. I am just gluing my pieces down with a little bit of wet glue. I found it easiest to start with that bottom piece and then sort of line everything else up with that. And I'm going to add an emergency sentiment using the Pretty Pink Posh sentiment strips. I have a ton of these already cut out because I use them so often. And I like to layer up all 3 pieces. So there's like a scallop piece and then there's this stitched rectangle. And then I used the die and just took it straight to my emergency card kit and cut it out using the die. And I didn't even have to measure anything. It was magical. I'm putting a little bit of glue onto my card and I'll pick up the gnome with the card. It helps me to kind of visualize where everything's going to fit, where things are going to go. And then I can stick the present in there while the glue is still wet on the gnome. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room. I added 1mm foam tape all over the back of that. I want him to be a nice, easy mailer. And it says, it's your special day. And I love that this can be used for so many occasions, which is really, really great. And then this last one, I might love this one the most. It's so simple. I'm going to start by embossing using this Flower Frenzy embossing folder. This is one of my very favorites. It is so deeply embossed. And actually, when I use this one, I try to cut my cardstock just a little big because it shrinks up. There's so much detail in here. And so then I take it to my trimmer after I've run it through and kind of trim it down to whatever size I want. I've got a little strip of cardstock that is going on the left. I'm not really following the sketch like I started with the sketch. This one had all kinds of details and little pieces of cardstock that I was not going to glue down. Like I have all the pieces in the envelope, right? I cut all my Kendra's Card Challenge stuff. I stuck them in numbered envelopes, sketches 1 through 15. And I opened this one up and I was like, not today. It's not happening today. So I just went rogue. I matted some pattern paper on top of a strip of cardstock to give it a little extra detail. And then did you know that Spellbinders has this great scallop set? I love a scallop. I can't. If you've been with me for a while, you've heard me every like month or two, I start going on a rant about how much I love scallops. I just do. It reminds me of when I first started stamping. So I cut the scallop and a circle and I sort of layered them on top of each other and popped them up with some foam. That just really helped because there's so much dimension and detail in that embossing folder. It evens it out. And then this is my very favorite present die. It's in a wreath builder set from Spellbinders. So I have my Spellbinders stuff separated out by brand because I work with them so often. But then while it's by category, right? Like this is Christmas and this is Glimmer. I just have a section for favorites that has like 10 things in it that I reach for all the time. This is in my Spellbinders favorites section and I love it. So it has that gorgeous present. It's the bow that does it for me. And then it's got a party hat. And I think there's balloons in there. It's so, so great. And it's supposed to be like, you can build this wreath and then add these onto the wreath as decorations for the wreath. But I've never made a wreath. I've ever in my card making life, I've never made a wreath. It's okay. You don't have to follow the directions. So I inlaid in a darker purple the pieces of that party hat. But if you weren't up to that, you don't have to do that. You could just use a darker color of cardstock for the backer layer and then cut that front piece out of the lighter cardstock and let the back layer show through. Once again, I'm using my pretty pink Posh dies and then I will add another emergency sentiment that says happy, happy, happy birthday. That is from that January 1st kit that is full of birthday sentiments. And I've really been stocking up on my birthday cards because I have made way too many last minute cards in the last 6 months. And it stresses me out and I don't like that. So I want some in my stash. To finish off my card, I'm adding my 2 die cut pieces into my circles. And then I have a little bit of foam tape on this sentiment, again, just to even it out because of all the texture in that embossing folder. And that finishes up card number 3. My friends, you'll have to let me know which one of these is your favorite. If you enjoy videos with card sketches, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have favorite card sketch places, I want to know that too. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.